The Witness Project is not looking for one right perspective. We hope to gather many, from everyday people, teens to seniors, crime witnesses, victims, family members, police officers, prosecutors, and incarcerated citizens. To better understand why the streets don't speak, we plan to tell stories about difficult choices for witnesses and also bring facts to the table about how this process works here. We'll do that by asking questions like, what is snitching?
I learned about that word as a child.
When I was a kid. Childhood.
From who?
Neighborhood.
From the neighborhood?
Peers.
I would say probably my classmates, yeah.
I don't know. It could have been 70 years ago. It could have been 60-something years ago, snitching.
And who did you learn it from?
Because I did it.
I just grew up around it. It was everywhere when I was growing up. I just caught on to it like, oh, if you snitch, this, that, and the third could happen.
The world outside.
Hood.
Watching TV?
Really, it's probably the old mob movies. By seeing other people snitch.
All right, so it was this rapper 6ix9ine, right?
Mm-hmm.
He had snitched on his homeboys. He had snitched on them in court so he can get less time than him. So that's how I learned about snitching, like not to snitch on people.
I learned about snitching growing up. When I grew up in Norfolk, Virginia, you didn't snitch on anybody. You didn't tell. You didn't tell on anybody in your family or in your community.
My older siblings.
From my siblings, because I used to always snitch on them all the time.
Because when I was younger, I used to be a snitch in the house.
I have an older brother who doesn't have a lot of patience. So snitching was a word commonly used in the household. You better not snitch or I'm gonna throw all your clothes out the window, So I learned pretty fast.
I learned it as I was growing up because it was 5 of us, 6 of us in the family, and we really wasn't supposed to snitch on each other. My mother would tell us, don't tell on each other. Always help one another.
Usually people, like if somebody tell on somebody about something they did, you snitched on me. I used to call my sister a snitch because she used to tell them.
I found out when I was younger when someone mentioned, that's a snitching, you snitching on someone.
When I was little, people used to be like it'd be something little, like if my sister drank some juice in the middle of the night and then somebody snitched, they'd be like, why you snitching or something like that.
I don't know. I've never, no one never actively told me about snitching. I've always just heard the term snitches get stitches. So from hearing that term, it's just like, I compared it to being a tattletale. And I guess out of that is kind of you're supposed to mind your own business.
How do I learn about that word? I think it was my father or something. Cause he told me snitching ain't just you telling on somebody just because you about to get them in trouble. You telling on them cause they doing something wrong and they shouldn't be doing it.
The Witness Project is a first-time collaboration between WOVU 95.9 FM, a Burton Bell Car community radio station, which serves the entire city of Cleveland, Ward 7 Observer, a monthly community newspaper that serves the Huff, St. Clair Superior, Asiatown, and Midtown neighborhoods. Reading Ram, a multimedia learning initiative. Brianna Oldham, a Cleveland State journalism student. Rachel DeSalle, and Eye on Ohio, a statewide investigative news nonprofit. The Witness Project collaborators, with help from a grant designed to provide neighborhood-level basic informational needs, in this case safety, are supported by the Cleveland Foundation, the George Gunn Foundation, the Center for Community Solutions, the Akron Community Foundation, and the Knight Foundation. Follow us at Witness Project CLE on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.